Yeah, we're being
Hello. Oh, also I left my...
Say yeah. I'm down with the drown, God might be Cthulhu. What is dead can never die, so I must take it to you. You can't fuck with this, so don't even pretend. Send your crying to the wall, just like your Uncle Benjen. It's no hassle to take your castle. It's mine by right of conquest, asshole. We about to let the Kraken out. No, 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 no. You're even gonna make me
Release the Kraken!
You know you don't really wanna
Release the Kraken!
Tell her if you hear me say yeah.
Hey. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What? Oh, oh, that's not
no
it.
one look.
Oop, that's fine. Where? There it is. Okay. Okay. Welcome, everyone.
Nobody saw nothing.
Yeah, you didn't see nothing. Oops. Welcome, everybody, to today's Monster of the Week one-shot featuring Istaroon, Kyodai Shojin, and Spazwaza, chat regulars, also regulars over at the Land of the Blind Discord. How's everybody doing this fine day?
Well enough.
Yeah, pretty good.
I am always doing fantastic.
Excellent. So, for those of you who might not have tuned in last week. So last week we did some character creation stuff. Just setting things up for today's session. I've spent the entire last week, and definitely not only the last 2 days, preparing a little one-shot adventure for our fine friends here. And guys, let's go around the proverbial non-literal Discord voice chat table and introduce ourselves and our characters. Ista, you start.
My name is Istarun. I am playing a consummate professional named Malcolm Coyle, who has worked for the agency for, was it about 8-9 years, I think we ended up deciding.
Something
I
like
have a kick butt van that was definitely never an ice cream truck.
Yes, clearly not. Although, if it were an ice cream truck, meaning it would have a sound system to play Turkey in the Straw installed, just saying, if that sound system is still there and still functional, you know what? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Probably not important.
Oh, that is the worst thing to hear from your DM.
that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Hang on, forgot to silence my goddamn phone.
At least you got a good ringtone.
I mean, it's no Turkey in the Straw. It's not making me want ice cream. Kyodai, introduce yourself and your character.
Kyodai Shojin. I've got Elmer Reed here. He's a young little junior agent who's got some freaky mind powers. Not really sure how I got him. Not really feeling like he fits in with all these professionals around him.
And Ian Spezwaza, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Yeah, Ian/Spazwaza. This evening I will be playing Nathan Silver, a vampire hunter from the Old West, who was turned into a vampire hunter, turned into a vampire against his will, and has, after a little break from the action for a while there, kind of went on with his career into the present day.
All right. So we're gonna be picking up with Nathan Silver a little bit later, because right now, so we decided there is some past. You know each other, but you do not work for the same agency as Agents Coyle and Reed. So I've given Spazwaza off privately, kind of his story-wise, his in to this adventure, which he is potentially following up a different lead than the other two. So it's going to be kind of up to you to be able to chime in like, oh, it makes sense for me to be there. I will show up now. Yeah. So for those of you, by the way, who aren't familiar with Monster of the Week, it is a tabletop RPG system. It's compared to something like Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition or Pathfinder, which is what most people are familiar with. It's a lot more loosey-goosey on the rules. It's a lot more of an improv game and less of, say, a tactical combat game, which is why we're not doing any Roll20 stuff. There's not going to be a map. This is going to be a theater of the mind type stuff. I really like Roll20. I really like D&D tactical combat, but that's not really what we're about here today. We're about telling a story, creating a story here together. And as a DM, it's the challenge for me is I tend to overplan, and it very much encourages you to, nope, don't plan too hard, expect things to go straight off them rails. So people ask me about the last one shot that I did in this system, like, so was that the good ending, or was there a good ending and they got the bad ending? It's like, I didn't really have endings planned. I had a problem for them to solve that they could have gone about a few different ways that I thought of, and probably more ways that I didn't think of. So we're gonna jump into this. So agents Coyle and Reed, hanging out in the van in the ice cream truck. You are approached by a delivery drone in this, near future, 20 minutes into the future. These are common. You've seen these flying around. stylized in the real world. Amazon was talking about these like 5 years ago, and nothing ever really came of them. But you see these buzzing around, and these are stylized like a bird. You recognize the company. It's called Pika Deliveries. And this drone buzzes up to you, opens up its little bird mouth, and a voice comes out, which is not usual. These drones don't usually talk. But it says, "Hello, Agent Coyle, Junior Agent Reed. I have a mission briefing for you. Dagless Memorial Hospital has experienced a sudden increase in remission rates in their cancer ward. In fact, their current remission rate is 100%. Sounds great. It's not great. The Department for the Investigation of Extraterrestrial Threats suspects that this hospital is in fact a front for the National Embassy to the World. Of course, our rival agency. And we believe that they're experimenting with extraterrestrial technology, captured alien tech, which would of course be a breach of information sharing protocols between our agency and theirs. Your mission is to find evidence of alien tech that the Department for the Investigation of Extraterrestrial Threats can use as leverage to extract concessions from the NEW. This bird will self-destruct in 10 seconds. 10, 9. It's counting down. It is perched on the hood of your van. What do you do?
I will grab the bird and hurl it.
Roll to act under pressure.
Roll to eat.
So that's plus cool.
So just to double check everything, because this is my first time with Monster of the Week. Everything is a 2d6 roll, right?
Yes.
And then we add whatever. Okay, so
whatever
active
your
pressure
stat is. Yep.
Is a cool roll, and I'm a cool guy, so I get a +2.
All right. And cool, for the sake of the audience, is as in cool under pressure, not as in Joe Cool sunglasses.
Okay,
But he is cool.
I rolled 2 4s on the dice for a total of 8 plus my 2 cools, so that's a 10. Got a 10 for my act under pressure.
The bird tries to dodge, but you are too fast for it. And it's squawking in protest as you hurl it, and it whacks itself against a tree. It picks itself up and says, "Joking! That was supposed to be a funny joke. I'm not going to explode an expensive piece of technology in front of you." Okay. No jokes with you two. Okay, I get it. Hello.
The last 2 messages that said that actually self-destructed.
Okay, no jokes. For serious then this time, I did also bring you a package. And it is, in fact, it has like a cardboard box, like a mail package, clutched in its claws. It picks itself up, shakes off its little robot
So did I just hurl
wings.
the bird and the package into a tree?
Yep.
Yes, the package now sounds distinctly like broken glass.
He just didn't notice that.
Well,
You did
thought
not
it was gonna
investigate a
explode.
mystery first.
To be fair, it picks itself up, shakes off its little robot wings, and buzzes back over to you and drops the package in your lap. You,
Package isn't ticking, is it?
it is not ticking.
Okay.
You're going to want to open that, I assume. Did you want the rundown on your tech, or no, not so much?
As long as you keep the jokes to a minimum, I'll take out my little pocket knife and slit the tape and open it up.
Okay, the first thing you find looks like a Buck Rogers gun. The bird says, "Oh yes, a prototype sonic blaster, reverse engineered NEW technology. Does sonic damage. Excellent. Should you run up against any extra dimensional beings. Does against a biological, a human or animal will cause pain and stun it. but against something possessed by an extra-dimensional being, it will put the hurt on them wonderfully. It is a prototype, a bit finicky. Be careful with it.
And I just rolled it into a tree. Fantastic.
Yes, well, we're agreed. No jokes. Wonderful. Also in the package, you find what look like a pair of sunglasses. Junior Agent Reed, these are for you. Psychic Backlash Inhibitor glasses. You see the little button on the side.
Reed just nods.
You'll want to wear those. If you hit the button, they will... You know the flashy lights that cause seizures? They're not going to cause a seizure, we think. What they will do is cause something like a mental reboot that should, knowing that, speaking of finicky, your powers can have unintended side effects. A little flash with those should clear any lingering side effects caused by the overuse of your powers. Now, again, prototype tech, maybe don't use it unless you need to. We don't think there are any side effects, but field testing, you know.
I just sort of lean over and whisper, there are always side effects.
I know.
And of course, I'm coming with you. You may call me Pika. Now, again, Dagless Memorial Hospital, we are fairly certain is an NEW front. Standard procedure would be for the entire building to be in an EM dead zone. My artificial intelligence is cloud-based, meaning once you enter, I will be unable to speak with you. However, loaded onto this unit are some advanced decryption algorithms that may be able to hack into computerized security systems. Whether I am able to speak to you or not. All right, you've received your mission.
And I have MIB, both glasses and a memory wiper.
So does the hacker bird have an assortment of ports, or is it just going to be, oh, if you don't have USB B port on whatever you're hacking?
Yeah. He pops
I hope
out
it came with all the cables.
He holds out his one little bird foot with its little talons, and each one is a different. Each of the four like claws is a different type of USB. The big kind, the micro kind, the mini kind, a C, and then its little dew claw thing. And this one's Mac. I don't think they use Macs. Even NEW is not that evil.
Ooh.
But just in case.
All right, looks like we're going to go to the hospital to stop some cancer research. You ready for this, Reed?
I suppose so.
Let's load up into the van and get going.
By the way, Ista, you hear that in your mind, and you're used to that.
Oh, he's just brain talking to me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll just assume you're brain talking unless otherwise noted. We'll load up into our little ice cream truck there, and I'm gonna pull out a map, old-fashioned paper map, and start looking up Crossroads. So I am gonna Google the address on my phone.
Okay, so the location of Dagless Memorial Hospital is not a secret. You can just look it right up on Google. It is a private hospital, but its existence is public knowledge, so you can find right where it is.
Okay, so we got to figure out how we're getting into this place, because we can't just walk through the door and say, "Take me to your cancer ward," and have that really get any results. So we can try and come up with some cover IDs and stuff like that to work our way in, or we can try and go through a back door. You're pretty good with the whole mental tricking people thing, right?
I I am, but sometimes that can just kind of backfire.
No, just
Surface thoughts are fine, but the deeper I try to pry, the more it might backfire.
so what seems like a good idea to you? You're gonna have to start to learn the ropes to run through these things. You want to try and
I
work
mean-
in, go for, look up a patient that we know might be there and check in on them, or try and slip in like orderlies?
I mean, we already looked the part of official agents of something, right? Maybe we could just play that up a little bit.
Oh, this is a Ben question. When we were going through our agency, we decided it was a more unofficial one, correct?
Yeah, so you don't.
So-
And also, well, I'll leave that to you. But yes, you did decide that you are undercover. You don't have like badges that you can, at least not on you. If you were to want to go acquire badges, that would be one way that you could go.
Right, he was going more for like faking to be some other kind of official.
We could do that. I do have suits. Though honestly, a nice polo shirt and a clipboard can get you more places than you'd expect too.
No, that's fair.
Unless you have any objections, I say we go polo shirt and a clipboard.
All right, let's take a look at what you've got here.
So we will go to the back and root through our toolbox and get some appropriate changes of clothing. Just try and get the nice slacks, dress shoes, fancy belt, monocolor polo T-shirt, couple of clipboards with those like carbon paper strips with the white, yellow, pink copies on there, filling some information with the address on there.
Elmer's looking at his sunglasses, wondering if this goes with the ensemble.
I mean, it can. We're outside. Just like fold them over, put them in like the neck of your shirt line because we've been outside. No one will think twice about it. The real question is, where do we want to be from? Because if you use like gas lines and stuff like that, people tend to just let you through because no one wants to deal with a busted gas line. But they're gonna try and take us to the maintenance area if we do that. Do something electronic, they're probably gonna know the name of the company if it's to service any of their technical equipment. Or we could be delivering flowers to someone.
Flowers is going to require intimate knowledge of the particular patient. If the hospital has some kind of backup generator, we could potentially look at a company attached to that and present ourselves as technicians for that.
It's not a bad idea.
It would definitely be bad if the hospital were to lose power.
Routine maintenance inspections for stuff is a pretty good way to go too. We might need to scout around the building a little bit, get an idea of what's there, see if we can see any company names. That's a good way in.
Can we use the bird?
Bird,
Yes.
can you do some scouting for us?
Okay, so you've at this point you've approached the hospital.
I think we're still a ways off, at least a couple blocks.
Okay.
Park there so that they don't see us like in the parking lot changing clothes and getting out clipboards, throwing birds into the air.
Okay. In that case, Pika says, "Well, I'll see how close I can get." He takes off out the scream truck window, flies off towards the hospital, and you see as soon as he gets within a block of it, falls like a stone.
That's interesting.
I'd call that a little bit more than a dead zone.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna go recollect our bird buddy there. So I'm gonna actually get a net from that toolbox I got,
Okay.
so I can go scoop the bird up in the net, and I'm probably gonna have to change my polo shirt after this. But gonna go act the part of animal control, sort of, and go scoop up the robot bird.
Okay, well
Try and be a little stealthy about it.
yeah, well, he is. Nobody would mistake him for an actual bird. Like I said, these things are common. These delivery drones. He looks just like a normal drone that would be off delivering packages, delivering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people's.
Then I'm drone recovery services,
Yeah.
of course.
Yep. Yeah, and Elmer's following behind closely. He'd actually like to investigate around where the bird fell. I guess investigate a mystery.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll. What's that? Plus sharp, I think.
Yeah, which is -1 for me, but 4.
Yeah, actually, Yeah, you don't find. And actually, I forgot. I had you roll for that. That's okay this time. We'll use your roll. I forgot my house rule, which is that I do investigate a mystery rolls for you in case I want to give you anything misleading. But
Okay.
yeah, in this case, yeah, you don't find anything. You're just in a business district, like I said, about a block away from the hospital. He came down in a gas station parking lot, and everything looks totally normal.
I didn't find anything here. Coil, is there anything weird with the bird?
Well,
Yeah,
take a look. I'm not the best at all these fancy things, but take a quick look at the bird there. See if I can figure anything out other than the fact that it seems to be pretty good at sustaining impacts.
Yeah, I mean they build these things tough, but yeah, the bird, as far as you can tell, is just powered down.
So it's just complete. This isn't like cloud-based interference. There's some sort of. Can't be an EMF because there's a lot of electronic equipment in the hospital. That's interesting.
Well,
But it also confirms some of the information. If it was a front for the NEW, they'd have that kind of tech. So
we could check this. Reed pulls his phone out of his pocket and just kind of tosses it in the direction that the bird went.
Yeah. Do you pick it up and examine it afterwards? Or do you just kind of toss it? Because it's just sitting there on the ground.
Yeah, he'll kind of inch towards it slowly, still not kind of sure if there's some sort of
the phone
field
falls
might-
dramatically out of the sky because it doesn't have wings.
Actually, roll
same thing.
roll plus cool.
Okay. 8?
8. Okay, it's your phone screen has some cosmetic cracking on the corner, but not in the middle of the screen where it would cause you a problem.
Yep, you need a new screen protector.
Yeah, there we go. Your screen protector cracked, but the phone itself is fine.
Yeah, I think you need to get one of those mil-spec otter boxes, man.
But
No, this phone's a piece of shit. I've been meaning to replace it anyway.
but yeah, the phone appears to be fine. It's still on. It's still connected. Like it's still
Still a signal and everything?
yeah, it's still reporting that it has a signal.
Huh, that's interesting. I wonder if it's running off of a local net.
Well, whatever this is, it seems to be able to discriminate.
So we'll do some old-fashioned walking around, see if we can keep on the down low and scout out some names of companies to come in representing.
Okay, so the hospital itself is gated. There's like a Yeah, just a wall around it, which isn't usual for hospitals. Usually they have, a million parking lots, and it's the buildings themselves that have the security. But this is like almost a walled compound. You're not seeing. I mean, it's just a blank wall. You're not seeing much on the outside. In fact, from Google Maps that it is a hospital, but other than that, you would have no idea what was in there. Just a big complex. There aren't really any signs or anything to distinguish what it is from the outside.
I'll just take a walk along one of the sides, just sort of getting a feel for the place in the time being. Probably walking towards if there's any restaurants down the way, sort of making my way in that general direction.
All right. Well,
Casing the place out a little bit.
Reed, as your junior agent, will be following along like a little duckling.
Yeah. So there is up towards what looks like the front, a couple of not a couple, but a gate with a little guardhouse that has like the little like arm that comes up to let cars in and out, and then around back you see like a great big bay door type thing that looks like it's for deliveries. So there's a back entrance and a front entrance, but that's about it.
A lot to go on. Unless we have a name of someone on the inside, it's gonna be a problem. So we'll do our little circuit, walk by, keep walking past the place at the end, so it's not obvious that we're doing like a full loop. So we'll sort of walk past the guardhouse, wave at the guy, keep walking, just keep going straight instead of turning the corner at the edge. We'll regroup at either a gas station or a restaurant down there. So the easiest way is if we knew a name on the inside. You said you can do surface level pretty easy, right?
Yeah, usually that doesn't go badly. We could also just kind of sit here and maybe wait for a delivery to come through, although I don't know how long that might take.
If we get a name off their little clipboard or their list in there of patients or people that are supposed to, and you say that we're on our way to see them, might be a way in.
So as you're talking, as you're hanging around this like little restaurant district, a little, it's the nearest one is kind of across the street and closer to the back entrance. You see a car coming out from the front entrance and then driving away.
I'd like to look and see what's on the car.
Looks like just an older model, like wood-paneled station wagon, and then it drives off in the other direction.
Okay, so no kind of company vehicle.
No, it seems like it did come out of the front entrance. It seems like that's for just like people, patients, whatever.
We could always just try saying that we're visiting a person in there, try and use a common name. Going that way if you don't feel comfortable sort of snooping through the surface thoughts.
I mean, I can try, but I'd be afraid that we might alert our enemies to our presence.
We'll do it the old-fashioned way and resort to that if we have to.
All right,
So,
you know what you're doing.
Generally speaking. One way or another, we'll get the job done. So we'll make our way back to the truck.
All right.
And I'm gonna swap my shirt out to a different color polo shirt. Just in case the guards get overly suspicious because I walked past. We'll just try the direct route. Drive up through the gate.
All right, so the gate, like I say, there's a little guardhouse. There's a guard sitting in there, and you just has like the little window that you can pull up to. And you just
So
sit.
we'll pull up to the little window in the bar and stop, wave at him.
He just waits there expectantly.
Like, hey, can we get in to try and get a consultation?
You got an appointment?
I should have looked up one of the doctor's names. Can I try and do a manipulate someone?
How are you going to try to manipulate him?
I'm gonna try and sort of trick him into thinking that I can't remember what the name of the doctor is, or I don't know if that's actually gonna go over well. I should have looked up a doctor's name on my phone before I came in.
They give you like you should have had a confirmation number on your email. Did you get that?
I gotta pull up my phone, start looking at it real quickly, and see if I can quickly come up with anything on it. It's like, well, my sister made it, and then she told me it was supposed to be at 2:30. Very quickly try and look up one of the doctor's names and spit that out.
Now with tune in, Ben, I know it says monster or minion. Does that count for this supposedly ordinary human?
Yeah. That's for game purposes. The term minion is very inclusive. So yeah.
So Reed's gonna attempt to tune into this guy. Alright, so that's plus weird.
Yep.
Ugh. 5.
This guy puts his hand up to his head like, you boys, you're not quite right, is you? Okay, man, maybe you do need to see a doctor, but man, maybe I need to see a doctor. Something weird's going on with my head. If you boys will just pull on out of here, I'm gonna lock up and go get somebody to take over for me, because I just felt something weird, man.
Come on.
I'm
Okay,
really
how long
sorry,
is this
Coyle.
gonna take?
Man, I think I gotta go home sick. That was bizarre.
Can you at least let me in before you close up?
I gotta go, man. He pulls down a metal shutter on the window, and
I'd like to try and jinx him before he pulls that down.
okay, what do you so
Reed, we're awesome at this, by the way. We're real good.
What are you doing? Poor man.
Well, first up I have to roll and see if I even get to do anything, or if Ben gets to do something. Okay, that's a 9 plus 2, so 11 on that one.
Okay, so yeah, you get 2 holds, and you've got a list of things that you can use them to do. How are you trying to interfere with him closing this thing up?
I'd kind of like to trip him up, and then I don't know how much I could play this up, but I'm looking to kind of have him accidentally hit the button that would open this gate.
Okay, so he's already rattled because he just felt something in his head, and he's trying to leave in a hurry. You see him as he's pulling the shutter down. You see him kind of like lurch towards a prominent button that it looks like might be the one that you're trying to nudge him towards. He doesn't hit it, but he also doesn't get the shutter all the way closed before stumbling out of the guardhouse.
Coyle, go.
Am I capable of actually leaning out the window and smacking this button?
It's not within reach of where you are in the car. You can see it, but you would have to get out of the car and probably into the guardhouse to actually hit it.
Okay. Can I do a quick investigative mystery to see security cameras and whatnot?
Let's see. I'm not sure. Let me take a look at the moves here.
Or is that more of a read a bad situation?
Yeah, I think that'd be more of a read a bad situation.
Okay, I am sharp +2. Do you want to roll this one
Yeah.
or like the okay?
Yeah, let me go ahead and roll this one. So you've got sharp +2. And I guess they're kind of... Yeah, I guess they key off the same stat, so it's kind of an arbitrary distinction. Okay, so yeah, you see a prominent security camera like above the window, just pointing right down at you. You also see security cameras like back inside the complex, over what looks like every major door. So there is definitely a security camera pointed at you.
Yeah, and with him just walking off like that, there's no way that we can get through this unnoticed right now. So I'm just gonna ham up the cover we got, honk a bit, put my head on the steering wheel,
Okay, so after...
and then painstakingly try and back out, taking a real long time.
So after a while, because it sounds like you spend a while like honking, this time a lady comes up, and the guy before was dressed as a security guard. He had a little like one of those gray Securitas jumpsuits that you see a lot. This lady is dressed as an office worker, and she's bustling up. Oh yes, so sorry. This is not quite older, but between older and middle-aged woman. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over him. Wait. I have to find somebody else with security clearance to let you in. But if you have your confirmation number, I can clear it with your doctor and at least make sure that he's ready for you.
My sister made the appointment. It was supposed to be. What time is it now? I'm just gonna put it like 5 minutes from now.
All right. Let's say it's about 11 a.m. at this point.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be at like 11:15. I still gotta park. That guy just wandered off. I thought I had plenty of time to get this taken care of. I'm gonna play up the I am pissed off angle on this, but I'm trying to be reasonable. Just sort of can you just let me in? I gotta try and call her. She hasn't been picking up her phone.
Okay, go ahead and roll to manipulate someone.
Okay, so this is my charm.
Yeah, this is plus charm.
I got an 11. Got 6 and a 5.
I was about to ask if I could assist you telepathically, but you got it.
Okay, so she looks nervous for a second. Okay, just park in the temporary, just right there. She points to like a very near parking space. Come on out. I will walk you in, and we'll get you all sorted out from there. Okay?
Thank you.
She hits the button. The little gate lever lifts up, and you're able to pull in.
We'll follow directions and everything.
Okay, so yeah, she waves you over and shows you right where to park. You come on out. Says, okay, come on in. Just come into main reception with me, and we'll try to figure out, is that your phone I see you have there? If you could just try to find a confirmation number or at least your doctor's name, that would make my life so much easier right now. This is so irregular and against all the rules.
I understand. I know. I'm not trying to be a pain in the rear. Just, we're trying to find a place to take care of my dad. Colorectal. It's stage 3. We heard you guys were the best.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry, but yes, we are the best. I would only work for the best. But yes, if you could just find me you said you did have an appointment, yes?
Yeah, my sister made it. I've been trying to call her because I didn't realize I needed that when I got here. It's been a pain in the butt.
Reed's going to want to look around for any receptionist-looking types that might be at their computer.
Yeah, so by this point she's ushered you into main reception. Looks like any normal hospital reception area you've ever seen. Lots of patients milling about. Lots of couple of different receptionists. Like about 3 different lines. One of which is empty, and the woman ushers you over. She points to a line. There's a long line behind the empty one. It's pretty clear that she just came out from here. She says, "Yes, just find your doctor's name and your confirmation number, and hopefully when you get to me in the line, we'll be able to get this all sorted out for you. But just stay right there in line, please." She sits down at the reception desk and starts helping the people in front of you.
All right. So, first off, Reed's going to go ahead and connect to Coil. Really sorry about how that went down with the card.
Am I able to respond mentally, or is it you only can talk to me?
Well, I can read your thoughts, so
Okay.
I can hear you.
Kid, that is 80% of this job is all of your plans going wrong and you making it up as you go.
Well, let's hope it doesn't go wrong this time. I'm gonna see if I can't get a doctor name and hopefully a confirmation number of someone else.
Don't forget to go to the bathroom line. If you need to move about more freely, you can always go to the bathroom. I'm going to listen into the people around me to see if they're saying anything about doctor names or discussing anything like that, and listen in on reception to hear if the names are being said up there.
Okay, so most of the people you hear talking are just... They have either a printed out slip or a QR code on their phone. So most of the people are just checking right in. They're not saying doctor names or numbers out loud. It's all being done with paperwork.
Okay. There aren't any helpful signs on the wall saying Dr. Blah Blah Blah's office somewhere, right?
No, this is... Like, there are... Leading off into a couple of different directions, there are a couple of, like, glass doors that lead off into hallways. But from right here in reception, what you mostly... there is back behind you a big, like, directory that you can go to. But through the... But from what you can tell, there's a big, large sign pointing to an ICU, and then there's the directory, and that's about it.
Okay. I will strike up a conversation with the person in front of me. So who are you here to see?
I'm
trying
just...
to act nervous.
Oh yeah, man, I just busted my foot up, and I don't know, there's supposed to be my insurance this was the only place covered by my HMO, which is weird. And he's like launching into a big thing about how they gave him the wrong medication, and what he really wants is Percocet, and they tried to give him ibuprofen.
Reed is rolling his eyes, figuring this guy's kind of a dead end. He's going to attempt to tune into one of the receptionists.
Okay, go ahead and then roll a plus weird then.
This has gone well. That's a 7, so somewhat successful.
Okay.
And what he's kind of looking for is like kind of thoughts about someone being late, and seeing if maybe he can, at the very least, lift a number on that appointment.
You come up with, like, trying to think of specifically something being late. All you get from that is that apparently this person has been late to work 3 times this week, and they're just deathly afraid that they're gonna get written up for it.
I'm striking out over here.
Go check the directory for me really quickly. Doing our mental conversation thing.
All right, he kind of shuffles out of the line and makes his way over to the directory.
So it's just a large map of the hospital. Looks pretty standard. There's an ICU. There's an emergency room. There is a large, like, most of this is really detailed. You could tell exactly where you want to go. Except there is one, like an entire wing of the hospital that instead of being broken up into outpatient, inpatient, all that stuff, the whole wing just says research wing.
Yeah, it's just captioned. The whole thing is just grayed out and captioned with "nothing suspicious here."
Basically.
I kind of shoot back towards. Oh my god, I've forgotten his name. Coil. There's a whole section here that's not really detailed. It just says research.
That's not suspicious at all. So have I been able to, poking around on my phone, get any names for any doctors that work at this hospital?
Okay, so I just got a little DM from Spaz Waza. I think he's ready to enter the scene here.
Okay.
Yeah, if the appropriate hallway would be kind of anywhere nearby within within line of sight. All the little directory signs that you see in a hospital saying, "Oh, this hallway is to, cafeteria, ER, etc." The one that says blood bank is where he would come strolling out. He's wearing some turquoise scrubs, a name tag that says like Derek Styles, and just dabbing at the corners of his lips with a handkerchief.
All right, and of course, Coil, you recognize him right away. This was the vampire that you met in the Bolivian expedition 3 years ago.
We don't talk about Bolivia.
Dr. Acula, paging Dr. Acula.
That's pretty good. I like that.
You should. It's stolen from Scrubs.
Now I'm gonna have to put that on the watch list now.
One of my favorite Mel Brooks quotes in comedy: "It's very important to know where to steal things from."
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. What does his name tag say again?
Derek Styles.
Styles.
Right.
I'll give him a look to see if he acknowledges me first before I say anything to him, because I don't want to blow his cover if he's here on something else. But that seems like an in to me.
Yeah, kind of. As soon as I notice him, not call out like, "Hey, how you doing?" Obviously, but give him the eyebrow raise. "Oh, hey," from across the room, and kind of make my way over. Look like I'm just look like I'm just chatting up someone in the line to check up on him.
Roll Ista. Roll a plus charm right now.
Plus charm? I think I've burned all my charm luck out.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and take
see.
advantage. So roll 3 and remove the lowest.
Oh, okay. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I got a 9.
A 9? Okay. You
5, a 4, and a 2.
Okay, so the lady who ushered you in a second ago was super concerned about how you're not technically supposed to be there. She is just so swamped with this line, she appears to have forgotten all about you.
Oh, that's good. And so when he comes over, it's like, "I have not seen you in years."
Yeah, is is Elmer still in the line, or is he still like over by the directory?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out by the directory. Pictures look nice.
Okay, not immediately aware of him then, but yeah, well, gonna kind of glance at the desk and see that nobody's really paying attention. He's gonna shake Malcolm's hand and be like, "Yeah, you look good."
Hang in there at least. For 9 to 5, this is a hell of a thing.
Definitely not worth 11.5 a year.
So, when do you transfer here?
Oh, you know, kind of glance around and lean in. A little closer, be like, I'm here on a job. I'm assuming you are too.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out the best way to get here. Supposed to have an appointment, but once you know it, my sister won't call me back.
Oh, you're here to see Dr. Will Hain. Oh, I can help you out with that. His office is actually this way.
Oh, awesome. This line is hell. I'll step out of line with him then. And do a mental ping to Elmer. It's like, hey, let's get going. Let's get
Turns
going.
around and kind of notices you with someone else and raises an eyebrow, but just
I'll just
shrugs.
wave.
Follows behind you.
So as you, well, which way are you going? Are you just trying to get out of the waiting room, or where are you headed at this point?
Unless I turned up anything significant that might be a lead in my own snooping before they got here, probably just a random direction that's away from the lobby.
Okay. As you move out of the lobby, you hear somebody saying, I don't understand. I know I don't have an appointment, but I've got this. I was supposed to be in remission, and they said that everything was okay, and Dr. Fielding assured me that I was on the mend, and now this. And you see this older woman with just like this throbbing thing on the side of her neck.
Ooh.
That doesn't look like 100% remission to me.
That doesn't look like cancer to me.
And she like pulls aside the collar of her like loose fitting hospital gown. Doctor, and you see that, yeah, it is like a lump on the side of her neck. It almost doesn't look, it doesn't even look like part of her. And she says, I just need to see Dr. Fielding right away. He's been so wonderful, and I'm sure he'll take care of me. And these orderlies are starting to like bustle her out of the waiting room because she's starting to cause a scene.
Yeah, definitely make a mental note of Dr. Fielding's name. And once we are kind of around a corner into the hallway, so we're not just lingering in people's peripheral vision there, chatting, gonna kind of be like, yeah, it doesn't look like cancer. Also doesn't look like a vampire bite, which was what I was here looking at. So I am completely out of ideas as to what it might actually be.
Coil, who is this guy?
I will glance over my shoulder. Give me a new partner.
Would I, even if they don't like see each other that often, would you think we would have been in communication, you know, the irregular phone call or email or whatever that
Probably just a random catch each other at the company parties once a year.
Yeah. So I may, even if I've never met Elmer, I may have heard at some point in the past, like, oh yeah, I got a new partner, this kid or whatever.
It's a possibility. I'd probably be a little bitter about it in private.
Okay. Kind of glance Elmer over and offer him a handshake. Ah, yes, this must be the Wunderkinder you've told me about.
Something like that.
Yeah. Elmer takes your hand, and you hear in your head, "Pleasure."
You hear over in the as you're talking, you start to hear shouts over in the direction that the orderlies were rushing that old lady.
Are any of the doors swung open by any of the orderlies that we could sort of hold open and step through?
As far as you can tell, the doors that they went through, like they just went down the hall. These doors aren't even locked, as far as you can tell.
Oh, fantastic. Those are my favorite kind of doors. So, yeah, get a little deeper into the complex right now. She is providing the perfect distraction, poor lady.
Yep. So, you're heading towards the shouts then, or away from them?
A wave shouts was
Yeah, if seeing as how we just kind of went in the opposite direction, I think if we suddenly turned around and ran towards the screams, it might look a little suspicious. So maybe take advantage of everyone's attention going in that direction to go the other way.
Okay, so yeah, as you're moving in that direction, you see, like, before the guys you saw looked like orderlies, like normal hospital orderlies. Jogging past you come three guys in like immaculate black suits with sidearms, and they barely even seem to see you. They just brush right past you, going in the direction of the shouts.
Yeah, we've like I'll give our Dr. Acula friend here. I'll give him a knowing glance because we've both seen those kinds of suits. We've both worn those kinds of suits, probably.
Yeah, that is so last season.
Really keep up with your high fashion, don't you?
Oh yeah, till I get the dollar store scrubs.
You hear over the hospital intercom, "We need an evacuation from the reception area. Everyone please proceed to the parking lot in an orderly fashion. There has been a disturbance. Please proceed to the parking lot in an orderly fashion."
Oh, we're not in reception, are we? So we can safely ignore that.
Yep, just act natural. Keep walking.
So is the direction we're heading towards that kind of nondescript research area that I saw?
It can be. That would be the direction that the black suit looking guys just came from.
Yeah,
Coil,
that
what do
seems like a good direction to follow up in.
Yeah. At least heading that way, just get a little deeper into the hospital, because the deeper you go into the hospital, the less people question the fact that you're there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we have to, we can go to the hospital cafeteria and settle down there, because no one's paying attention to anything. Trying to regroup a little bit.
As you're standing around talking about this, another one of those black suit guys comes and says, "Folks, there's been a general evacuation. I need you to move out to the parking lot. Accompany me, please, at this point."
Let's see.
Ooh, do I dare?
Oh,
Dare.
I missed my appointment.
I'm gonna try and tune into this, boy.
All right, roll weird.
11.
11. Okay, so you've got a few different things you can try and get out of him. What are you going for here?
Yeah, I guess probably first is trying to figure out what he's planning to do.
So as far as you can tell, he is So he is at this point grabbing you, like bustling you guys by the arms, like, it is not safe for you here. There has been some sort of attack. We need to get you outside to the parking lot. This appears to be his plan. He just wants to get you out so that you don't see anything and nothing sees you.
Okay, then I'm gonna probe further and see what he's actually regarding as a threat. Because it doesn't appear to be us.
So that that thing that was that goiter-looking thing that was on the side of the woman's neck, you catch a flash of that, but by itself moving around. That's what you get, just the one image.
A neck burster.
Yeah, like a fleshy worm that latches on.
Ugh.
All right, I'm not really sure what else to try and get out of this boy. I mean, it seems like, we got neck monster and he wants us out.
That seems like about all you're gonna get out of him at this point, and he is at this point, he is very agitated. He's got a hand on his sidearm. Folks, I need you to leave right now.
Ooh, buddy, calm down. We're going.
He's
then
escorting
I'll-
you out the parking lot at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a side glance to Silver, right?
Yeah, he's at the present moment he's got nothing. He wasn't able to unless we want to let me do like a what do you call like a retroactive investigative mystery for the time I was here before they showed up to see it or something to see if I would have any relevant name I could throw around.
Well, describe. We can do that, but describe how you would have gone about trying to find information.
Probably is being as old as he is something of a Luddite. So so computers would have been out. He's very much a blend in, wander around, and chat people up kind of guy. Into whatever areas he could get into with these kind of either fudged or just borrowed credentials. The probably wouldn't have been able to get into the records rooms, but he would have been to the cafeteria at some point for sure. Just rubbed elbows there.
Okay, so based on that, just like getting in and striking up conversations with whoever you could, you did notice a pattern, which is that nobody was coming in already with these bites. Everybody who got the bites got them in the hospital, and they all seem to be in the cancer ward. Only cancer patients got attacked. Which is strange to you because you've never known. Everything else about it suggests vampire attacks, but you've never known a vampire to single out ill people. Like, there's no reason to. Vampires are typically just immune to illness. It wouldn't be a plus or a minus. Like, sick blood tastes just the same as healthy blood as far as a vampire is concerned.
Right. And aside from the Dr. Fielding that we overheard from the distraught lady, are there any particular names I might have picked up while I was snooping around for doctors who are like involved in this side of things?
So you've heard the name Fielding kicked around a lot. Apparently he's one of the head guys in the cancer ward. The only other name that seemed important to you at all was Soders, who is just the overall director of the hospital. He seems to be the guy in charge.
All right. Well, if you're gonna lie, go with the big one. Throws people off guard. I'm gonna kind of put my hands up as he's reaching for his sidearm, like, whoa, okay, well, look, if we'll go, but you're gonna have to explain to Director Soders why we didn't make it.
Go ahead and roll to manipulate someone.
Okay. Yeesh. Let's see. Even with +1 charm, yeah, that is a 4.
Oof.
Yeah,
Alright.
he says, you know Soders? Well, geez, we gotta get you out of here now. I don't want to explain to Soders that his friend, whoever you are, got hurt because of something I could have prevented. And he is hustling you out even faster now.
All right, yeah. Unless unless anybody else says something, we're probably just getting hustled
Wait.
out at this point.
Wait, you could have prevented? Was there a breach?
So are you walking out with him now, or are you letting him usher you out, or are you just...
Yeah, we're going with him.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I would say
Sort of
walking and
slow.
talking at this point.
Elmer would kind of do something right about as we got near an exit.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, going along until about that point.
Okay, you are at that point now. He's got you, if you've been walking and talking, you are, like, at the exit to the parking lot. Like, you are about to be there.
All right,
Okay,
so he,
that would be
at
what I
that
was trying to,
point-
like. Go ahead.
Elmer's gonna kind of put some thoughts in his mind telepathically, attempting to manipulate him to think, all right, this is close enough. Point them to the door, tell them to go out of it, and then get back to that situation.
Okay, go ahead and roll to manipulate someone then.
All right. That is a 10.
Okay, with a 10. Says, okay, yeah, just get out to the parking lot. I've got to go handle this. What are your names? When I see Soders, I'll let him know where you went to.
Derek Styles, kind of pull at the name tag.
I will make up a name. God, this was the problem last time. Last time I came up with this. Kid.
All right. Well, he's in a
Nathan
hurry.
Fillion.
God damn it.
Yeah, so he's in a hurry at this point. So he just says, "Yeah, okay. Look, you know how to he knows how to contact you. You'll get in touch with him. I don't know when else. You know what? Here." He just pulls into his breast pocket and hands you a card. "Here you go. Just call him. Let him know where you are. I've got to go deal with this." And he turns
All right, good
around
luck,
and
buddy.
jogs the other way. He hands you looks like a business card for a Dr. Soders, director of Dagless Memorial Hospital. It's got email, phone, fax number, all the normal contact information.
All right. Kind of glance that over and then hand it to Malcolm.
I'll take a look at the thing really quickly and, do that half act like we're turning towards the door, wait for the guy to roll off. Glance over at Elmer. You do that?
Yes.
Good job, kid.
Kind of shuffles around like he's not sure how to take compliments.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, he's so adorable. So I will pat the briefcase a little bit. It's like, I did pack a little something for this, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, based on your track record with gadgets, really hoping it doesn't.
Well, we'll see. Oh, if we can get to one of the main frames, we'd be good, or any of the backup centers.
Do I recall anything like that from the directory I looked at? I mean,
Yeah,
it probably didn't list, like, IT center.
Yeah, the directory was all public facing. It was things like ICU, stuff like that. As you're standing around talking, one of the orderlies outside that is organizing the crowd sees you milling about and starts walking your way.
I thought we were still inside the building.
The doors to the outside are all glass doors. They're transparent. You can see the crowd milling about in the parking lot there.
Yeah.
Nuggets.
I think we need to make ourselves scarce.
Yep. So walk somewhere with purpose. I'm gonna pick a direction and just go.
Glancing back behind you, the orderly seems to be jogging after you at this point. You're gonna have to get someplace fast.
All right, so we're gonna go through one of the doors and either try and find a restroom or a side hall really quickly to duck down anything behind a secondary door.
No
Do I-
restroom. He's
do I-
supposed to get cornered.
Do I remember any administrative offices that were labeled?
The administrative offices are on the top floor. Yeah, you did see that.
Okay, so nowhere we could duck into here.
Okay.
It's either
go-
that or an elevator.
Would-
That's a good idea.
With the I was gonna say if the elevator lobby, if there was an elevator lobby anywhere nearby, the not the elevators, but the the emergency fire access, like the stairs, that might be a good door to hustle for.
Okay, roll to act under pressure to see if you can get there without the orderly seeing, to see if you can give the orderly the slip.
Okay.
Is that all of us?
Yeah.
This is a cool roll, right?
Yeah.
Plus
Gotta
cool.
keep our cool.
11. Elmer's pretty cool.
All right.
Rolled a 7 and got a 9.
All right.
Plus, that is a 6.
All right. So you don't hear the orderly, but as you at this point, as you move, you do find a stairwell that leads up to the top floor, and at first it seems pretty deserted. It seems like they've managed to clear out the hospital, but as you start passing the higher floors, at one point you have to duck down really quick because an armed party of those same agents guys are jogging around. It seems like they're patrolling the hallways at this point. You don't know what they're looking for or what they're trying to do. And as you move up, you hear a party of 3 of them coming down from the stairwell, like sweeping from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, we need to get out of the stairwell. So peek out the next one we can and try and exit into a hallway.
Yeah, if probably try and time it as best we can. If the ones patrolling the hallway have already gone by, kind of go out the door onto the nearest floor before the ones coming down from above get to where we are.
So can I read a bad situation here?
What are you trying to? Let's see.
Just going down the list. What's my best way out?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll to read a bad situation.
You want me to roll that or you to roll that?
Oh yeah, that's true. I did say that. Let's see.
Is it? I thought it was just investigative mystery rolls that Ben wanted to make, or is it also
Yeah.
read a bad situation?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. You can use my roll because it was really good. But yeah, you're right. read a bad situation is fine. So you're as far as you've been able to tell so far, your best way out of the hospital is going to be just to find a guard and let them escort you out. Now,
Oh, I meant out of the stairwell into safety. Shoot, I should have been more specific.
Yeah, out of danger would be like go home and eat chips. That's not what we're here to do.
Yeah, we might not collect that next paycheck.
So you, like you said, you just saw a party of agents on their patrol. So you know where they have just been, meaning you know that that's not where they are right now. They were moving in a counterclockwise direction. So as long as because at this point, it's just a big, according to the map, the hospital is just a big square. And as long as that is the only party on that floor, as long as you move briskly in a counterclockwise direction, you will stay on the other side of the square than they are.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. As you move out of there, you and into the actual out of the stairwell and into the hospital proper, a nameplate on a door catches your eye. It says Dr. Fielding.
Fantastic. That seems like a great office to check. Try the door. Is it locked?
It is, but as soon as you rattle the door, you hear, "Just a minute!" And it starts unlocking.
Okay, so we need to try and duck around corners, or have Silver take the lead because he's in scrubs and just yell, "We need to get you out of here," or something.
The door opens and this short, kind of sallow-looking guy opens it up and he sees you. He says, "Yes, come in, quickly. I'm not
Dr.
sure how many are
Longcheney.
loyal yet."
Oh, well, in we go.
Follow inside.
I'm sorry, are you patients? How did you get in here?
I'm gonna look straight at him and go, "What happened? Has there been a breach?"
One moment. I thought I'd gotten them all, but apparently I didn't. He's moving into his desk drawer and he pulls out a pair of goggles and he's starting to put them on.
I'm gonna lean on the desk, placing the briefcase on it, and just go, "How many?"
He surprisingly quickly, for someone so like small and sickly looking, he smacks the briefcase. Roll a just roll a plus tough to see if you're able to keep a hold on it.
Oh, yay! I got a 6.
He smacks it right out of your hand, and it flies to the other side of the room. He pulls the goggles on, and he looks straight at Coil. Find my
I'm
notes.
looking straight back. All my gadgets and guns were in that.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm thinking
Good
right.
thing to say out loud.
Okay, so he looks straight at you with these goggles on, and he says, "Sit down and tell me why you are here." Roll plus cool.
Is this act under pressure or what? Just general cool.
It's just a general plus cool roll.
I got
This is,
11 cool.
Everyone or just biscuits?
Just biscuits for right now.
Okay.
I got 11 on my cool, and I'm gonna sit down in that chair like I have every right.
Okay, so you sit down in the chair. You get a +1 to your next roll.
Can I tune into this gentleman?
You can roll with disadvantage.
Oh. Unsurprising. Yeah. It's gonna be a... Well, that's plus weird, right?
Yeah.
5?
Oh, very interesting. You got nothing, like just blankness from him. And he turns to you and locks locks eyes with the goggles. Says, "Sit down next to your friend, please." Roll plus cool.
5.
You don't even remember deciding to do it. You are already sitting down next to Biscuits. He now turns to Silver. "And you as well, please." Roll plus cool.
All right.
I'm connecting to Coil at this point. Something weird is going on.
That would be another goddamn 6.
The three of you are now seated in his little office area like 3 ducks in a row. He turns to Coil. "Explain to me, please, what you are doing here." Roll plus cool.
Okay.
And you do get that +1 to try to resist.
Oh, I get the +1?
Yep.
Okay, I got 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9.
Okay, so you can choose whether to tell him or not. You can choose what to do, whatever.
Oh, so I can just say whatever Coil would normally say?
Yep, yeah, you can act as normal.
Word is getting out. People are getting worried. Worse, they're getting interested.
People, who are these people? Who are you?
The IET is getting interested.
I will have to accelerate my plans. Very good. All right. How do you know this? Do you work for the DIET? You were sent here. Why? How did they know? It does not matter. Soon I will have control over all of the NEW agents. What have you brought with you? This briefcase. He's walking over to the briefcase. Are you gonna let him go grab it? Or are you gonna try to interfere?
I'm gonna say, bring it to me and I'll show you. Still sitting in the chair. I'm not even looking at him right now.
He doesn't respond to that, just goes over, grabs the briefcase, sets it down on the desk, and he's about to open it up.
I will reach over to turn it around and pop the latches on it.
Now his desk is far enough away from the chair that you would have to stand up and walk over to do that. Do you do that?
Oh, I thought they were just in front of him. It's like, yeah, I'll do that. If he's not going to bring it over, I'll get up and do it.
He looks over at you again. "I told you to stay seated." Roll plus cool.
I got a 9.
Okay, you can choose to obey or not.
Nope, I'm just going to keep walking over to him. It's like, do you really think that's going to work on me?
The professional.
He reaches back his hand, and as he does, you see he has some kind of strange hand gear on. Almost looks like tubes ending in syringes in each fingernail. He's about to try to smack you. What do you do?
Oh, I am going to make moves to dodge that. Try to dodge in the direction of the briefcase to grab it.
Okay, roll to act under pressure.
Okay, I'm actually going to take a +1 on this one and bottle it up.
All right.
So I rolled a 6 plus 3, 9.
9. Okay. With a 9, he doesn't make contact with you. You are able to duck quickly under his hand. And again, this guy is looking way quicker and stronger than he has. He's moving way quicker than he seems to have any right to for such a little skinny guy. You're not able to grab the briefcase, though. His other hand clamps down on that as soon as he sees what you're going for. as he's now concentrating entirely on Coil, Reed and Silver, you are able to act freely again.
Okay. Do I have my shotgun and big knife on me?
Let's say you have your knife. I think walking into a hospital with a carrying a shotgun openly. I mean, we didn't say it, but I think that would be a little ridiculous. So let's assume that's back in the van. But we'll assume you had your knife hidden on you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was assuming I wasn't carrying the shotgun, and probably not the Maladin stakes, but maybe the revolver. Is that something I could conceal under scrubs and/or lab coat?
The revolver. I mean, the way you described it, that would be a little rough. I will. Let's see, because you had
A 38 revolver.
Yeah, I'll say that you were able to squirrel away the revolver and the Maladin stakes outside in the parking lot, but you weren't able to. It would be a stretch to believe that you could get those into the hospital without having to actually roleplay it.
Okay.
So he's just swiped and he has his other hand on the briefcase.
Yeah, his other hand's grabbed on the briefcase. You've got a split second to react before.
All right. Nothing to do but try and jinx him.
All right. Plus weird. Yeah.
There went a dice. See, 7 plus 2, 9.
9. Okay. So you get one hold, and you've got your list of effects that you can try to do, or you can just hang on to that for later. But
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and interfere with him with the force of his swiping of his hand.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try and make just one of his feet, like the heel, slip out from under him, so he kind of falls.
Okay, so he stumbles for a second. He's still got his hand on the briefcase, but he is pushing himself up, and he is this time. So before he was just going to smack Coil. Now he is lunging toward him with the points of all 5 fingers, and you can see these sharp syringes. You've got, because of that little interference, you've got a second to react before he hits you. What do you do?
Oh, good lord. I'm not the toughest, so it is probably
So
dodge time.
would I be able to roll protect someone to kind of lunge and try and grab at his hand?
Go for it. Yeah, you're trying to grab at his hand. Okay, yeah. Roll plus tough.
Okay. Mother of God. Let's see. I have tough plus 1. Hey, guess what? It's a 6.
You need new dice.
Let's see, let me find him here.
You need the equivalent of refreshing roll 20.
I have this this little dice tower that I haven't been using because it seemed to be cursed when I tried to use it, but that was with D20s. Next time I roll something, I might give it a try, see if it fares better with D6s.
I am gonna try and sidestep his lunge and then give him a kick in the back.
Okay, roll to
Instead of
kick some
throwing.
ass.
Is just rolling on the tabletop is not doing it.
I got a 1.
Oof.
Okay, so everything's happening very quickly. He is lunging towards Coil. All five of his syringes plunge into your chest. Take 3 harm.
Oh, good lord. Can I use luck on something like that?
You can. Yeah.
But we only have 2 luck points, right?
Yep. So yeah, you can use luck to prevent all of that damage. But that's-
I feel like I have to, otherwise I'm harmed for the rest of the mission there.
Yeah. Okay, so Never mind. You were able. He wasn't quite as upright as he thought he was, and Silver manages to catch him and to divert his attack just enough to miss you. But now that your hand is clamped around his wrist, he takes his other hand with the briefcase in it and just belts you across the head. Take 4 harm.
Okay. It's like either you missed or, oh, thank God, he only stabbed into the Bible you keep tucked in your clothing.
All right, so Silver is now down on the ground, bleeding out of the side of your head where he just clocked you. That was a real good clock. That is not. I mean, you're a damn vampire. You know from strength, and that is not human strength. At this point, he is moving to block the door that is your three's only exit from the room. What do you do?
Gun is in that briefcase. I need that briefcase.
I'm gonna try and do a little combo here. I guess first off, would I be able to throw the big knife?
Roll to kick some ass.
Not my forte, but not bad. 9.
9. Okay. Let's see. And what's the damage rating on that knife?
It's 1 harm, and I'm primarily aiming for the hand that's holding Coil's briefcase.
So that knife goes flying, hits him in the hand, and just sticks there, and he does not even react. He is now blocking the only exit to the room, and he locks eyes with Elmer Reed.
Uh-oh.
You will use those wonderful powers of yours to subdue your friend. Roll plus cool.
Oh. 5.
5. Okay, now roll a plus weird. You're jinxing Coil.
So I assume I need to roll a cool?
Not a cool. Reed needs to roll a jinx, a plus weird, to see if he's able to jinx you.
Oh, of course. I got a 12.
I kind of imagine that as Nathan/Derek got just nailed in the mouth and laid out on the floor, he just groans out, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Guys, we may wipe out something that's not even the monster.
How do you know he's not the monster?
Okay, so yeah, Coil is now jinxed. We're gonna hold on that. We don't quite know what that means yet until you actually try to do something. Let's see. So at this point, Fielding.
And you get 2 hold, by the way.
Yep. To be used against you at a further time. At this point, as far as he's concerned, you guys are taken care of. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a handheld radio. Is the hospital secure? And he's talking to somebody on the other end, talking about some sort of crackdown. Is Solders in custody? He's still blocking the only exit. But
is kind of a 2-part question.
Okay.
Being an important doctor, I imagine his office has a window, and what floor are we on?
You are on about you weren't keeping precise track, but you're on about the 6th or 7th floor. You're up there. His office does have a window.
Quick rollback here really quickly. he mentioned that he was trying to take control of agents from the NEW.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this dude may actually be more on our side than we think. I'm gonna try and talk to him.
He knows where you're from, and he doesn't seem friendly about it so far.
Well, no, he asked. He didn't necessarily know.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you saying to him?
It's like, we're not here for you, right?
Oh, are we cooperating again? Wonderful. Why don't you tell me what you are here for?
Roll plus cool.
Okay. I got a 9.
Okay, you can choose what to answer, truthfully or not, whatever you want to say.
NEW. They're causing problems. They're not playing by the rules.
Oh, yes. We wouldn't want Dr. Fielding curing cancer. That would be terrible, obviously. You schmucks from the DIET, always trying to involve yourself in the work of your betters. Curing cancer here. Don't see what the problem is.
It's
I
not
don't
the
know.
cancer that's the problem.
That hickey on that old lady's neck didn't look like a cure.
The problem it kind of resets his jaw. the problem is that the thing-looking thing on the lady downstairs.
For centuries, you fools, doctors have used leeches to cure diseases. Of course, this was in the medieval times. They were ignorant. You know what? Would you like to see? Would you like to see my work? I will show you. Come with me.
Roll plus cool, all of you.
11.
I got a 10.
8.
Right, okay, all successes. So yeah, you can. He's beckoning you, and you can follow him or not.
Coyle, what's the call here?
I don't want to stop the research. That's not why we came here. But I do want the NEW to start playing by the rules. I want to see your research and what you're doing.
All right, so at this point, a group of agents has come up, and he's escorting you down the stairwell. He takes you all the way down below the ground level through several levels of sub-basement.
Come. I want you to see this. Perhaps when you see the brilliance of what I am doing, you can report to your superiors to aid me and not stop me from this.
Like I said, we're not here to stop you.
Does he still have my knife in his hand?
Yep, it is just sticking out of there. He is not. He's just cool with it, apparently.
File that away for later.
Just so he comes before this giant like vault door, and it's got one of those like wheel style unlocking mechanisms with the big steel bars, and he just effortlessly one-handed, the hand with the knife in it no less, just opens up this vault door, pulls it open, and inside there's a cage. And there is this thing there. It has 2 legs, it has 2 arms, it has a head, it is generally human shaped, but that lump, that tumorous goiter-looking lump, this person maybe is just made of that.
Ugh.
Behold. Karkinos, you have visitors. Why don't you tell us what you did, Karkinos?
And the thing raises its head.
Feeling you, asshole. I just wanted to stop the pain. And this is what became of me. You see, are you familiar with kidney dialysis? You take the infected blood out, you cleanse it, you return it to the host. That is what my creation does. Chemotherapy, radiation therapy, where you're using poisons to kill the cancer. Always, it is a question of how much poison can the person take? How much will harm the cancer and how much will harm the person? But what if we could take the poisons out and funnel them through a thing that can handle them, that is immune to them, and then return the cleansed blood to the patient? That is what my brilliance has created, and that fool Sothers thought to stop my brilliant work.
Karkanos raises his head.
Kill me. If, for the love of God, kill me.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like he's handling it all that well.
Okay, again, we are talking about curing cancer. All the cancer everywhere. Do you need a metaphor with omelets and eggs? Because I can do that.
I don't need any of that. Once again, I just want NEW to play by the rules.
Rules were made for lesser men. My greatness cannot be constrained by rules. No, you will stay here until you understand the brilliance of my work. Take them!
Oh, no! This is brilliant! This works! Like I said, I was never here to stop your research.
Sensing a butt.
No, there is no but. I wasn't here to stop his research. Coyle just wants the information to use as leverage. That's his job. That's what he's here for.
At this point, you've got an agent pointing a blaster behind each of you. Fielding ushers you into an adjacent room, closes up the vault. This other room, it's not quite a vault like that, but this has a strong door that locks, and he is ushering you toward it.
Did Fielding stay in the vault when it was closed, or did he come out with us and the guard?
He came out with you and the guard. Yeah, it's you and it's 3 guards behind each of you, like shoving you into this prison cell looking room. There's It looks like maybe an interrogation style room. It's got like a floodlight on top and then a desk and some chairs.
Fielding, so you're saying, being here, they've been trying to thwart your research, right?
That is correct.
All my organization wants is to share the data, which is what they weren't doing. They're stopping you here. We can probably help you with us.
Very well. You want to help?
He pops open the briefcase.
Explain to me, if you will, what these are.
He pulls out the prototype sonic blaster, the bird which is still sitting there dead, and Elmer, you've got the glasses on you, so you wouldn't have seen those yet.
Right.
Sonic waveform emitter gun, specifically designed to interfere with extraterrestrial possession. That
The fools thought I was using alien technology. I need no extra-dimensional friends. This brilliance is mine and mine alone.
The other one's data recovery unit. Like we said, all we were here for was the data.
Very well. I will confirm what you have said. And if you have played fair with me, I will play fair with you.
My buddy get his knife back after you check that out.
Oh, this. Pulls it out of his wrist.
It's basically a toothpick to you.
He, just to show you how little he cares about it, he takes it as though he were putting it in a sheath. But he's not wearing a knife sheath. Why would he be? He just jams it into his own thigh.
You will get this back once I have confirmed that you have told me the truth. Lock them up!
And he turns and walks out. The guards are turning as if to follow him. You are in this interrogation room, and they're about to lock the door behind you.
Coil, what's the play here? Are we gonna wait? Or are we gonna fight?
Gonna play the waiting game.
All right, Elmer goes along with his senior officer.
Yeah, he's Nathan's still kind of holding his jaw on and not looking like he's primed for another fight just yet.
Okay, so you guys get locked in this cell. Time goes by, hours. Night, as far as you can tell, you can't tell what the hell time it is in there. It feels like it is probably tomorrow by the time this opens up. It opens up, it's Fielding. Fielding locks eyes with Coil.
Come with me, please. The two of you stay here.
I'll nod to my fellows and walk out of the room.
All right.
Okay, wow, I have like nothing more planned for this. This all went way
The
worse.
DM!
So he is at this point he is taking you out one by one and giving you his little mind control goggles. He is I'm just gonna cut to the end because you got like the worst of all possible bad endings.
Oh my god!
He is giving you repeated treatments with these mind control goggles until you are entirely under his thrall. Congratulations. You've been mind controlled by the evil scientist.
Hooray!
You are now just 3 more mind controlled agents under his control.
Wah, wah.
All according to plan.
I felt like I couldn't really go against Coil.
I led you guys down the happy road to damnation.
I think I rolled 1 success that whole time.
Yep. My best role was to mess you guys up.
I do like the comment out of the chat. The bad ending is cancer is cured forever.
Yeah, unfortunately, from the point of view of inside this cell, your characters can't exactly see all of these cancer tumor leeches as they
Going out
eventually
into the world.
overrun the entire town. Because yeah, it turns out he can't control these things. He thinks he's real
Okay.
smart.
And scene.
I was considering trying to get the guards to like drop their guns as he was ushering us to the cells, but it was kind of like, I mean, Coil's going along with him. He's-
Coil thought to the end he could try and reason with this guy and get him to drop his guard. Yeah, that did not go well. I had a blast, though. That is the most fun I've ever had losing something.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was almost exactly like Xavier. Except hopefully no probes. Question mark?
Yeah, no probes. I mean, if you're good with, I mean, maybe we can have a sequel where we're under the command of the insane Peter Lorre doctor. You fight off the invading worm hordes. Because I mean, I guess.
We're bad agents, guys.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Well, thanks for joining me, guys.
Yeah, anytime.
Ugh. I feel bad that we led us down the road to ruin.
I mean, I guess that's
Good night,
kind of what it's
everybody.
all about. I'm gonna find somebody to raid and then think about where it all went wrong. We'll be doing more one-shots like this probably sometime. I don't know. We're figuring this stuff out as we go along, but I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Kill me. And Boyle looks up and says, no.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
All right.